here I am, ready to go from the Antlers Hotel in Colorado Springs to the Gala in Denver. Yeah.
All right. I'm already recording, darling.
This is Temple Grandin. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing? Good to meet you. What have you been doing?
Nothing interesting.
Nothing interesting. We are busy. And I'm
We're starting, just the bare start of it.
We're just actually, we have 3 houses. We are going to be starting
I was asking if you had a job.
No, I have seizures, so
Well, hopefully we'll have one tonight.
Yep.
You know, but I mean really, good job. Okay.
That's just one thing we're going to do there. Because so many autistic people have really strong areas, and in other areas they are so not. And so
Yeah, I work in a lot of no.
here we are at the Ritz-Carlton, and that huge chandelier right there. I feel a little bit out of place, I guess.
I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are.
I'm trying to gobble up. I got a piece waiting for me, and I gotta get back to it. And I don't want to have it cold and put a plate on top of it. That doesn't work very well. Maybe there's some questions. If there's no questions, I'll be around a little bit. I'm not gonna be here all night. I'm real tired. Came in from Des Moines, Iowa. But we gotta just help kids be everything they can be. Thank you.
Hey, it's me, and I'm JP, and right now we're at the Ritz-Carlton during the Autism Society of Colorado, and we have a little panel here of Mary Ann and Mike and Phil. And what we're going to be talking about is if we were to establish in a real-life autistic community, what would they like to see in community as far as the creation of employment? Phil, would you like to start?
Sure. Actually, I'm kind of unexperienced with that because I've been pretty much employed all my life, and I have a full-time job working in the federal government. You know, I just had to teach myself how to get past the interview process where I get accepted a job. And I guess that's the biggest thing, is that you got to get through the interview process so they can hire you. Show them how you got to sell yourself.
Mike?
I've had a lot of difficulties finding a job over the years. But right now I found a job working in support of employment for a company called Service Source, who has a federal contract job out at Buckley Air Force Base. And I'm doing quite well with them. Been with them since April of 2016. And even though I've struggled in the past, my manager actually says I'm doing a good job.
So, yeah, I'm Mary Ann. I'm a registered nurse. It's rather challenging to be in my career path and have some of the communication issues that are intrinsic to autism or autism-like characteristics. And so I found that to be a real challenge, just trying to make sure that I'm communicating effectively, and I still find it's a struggle with some of the between-the-lines communications that go on that are important to the way communications typically take place in the workplace, but that I find very difficult to deal with.
Now this is kind of a two-part question. Number one, do you feel that if more autistics they went to school to become counselors or therapists or teachers, that they would be more understood, that a therapist who's autistic would more understand and be able to help an autistic person than a neurotypical would, teachers, nurses, whatever. And also, if there wasn't in real life, living in the same area and supporting each other in many different ways, autistic community, what would you guys think about, one thing we're talking about is self-employment and having people who are strong in one skill but maybe weaker in another skill, and teaming up with someone who is strong in the opposite skill and then working together, because I think that can make an absolutely awesome combo, and it's something I think that could really work well in community. What do y'all think?
I think that would be fabulous. I think really one of the things that would really help a lot in the autistic community would be talent scouts, looking for people who have special abilities within the uniquenesses that autistic people have. Because there's an awful lot of talent out there.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, it tends to go unrecognized because some communication things get in the way.
What do you guys think?
Well, I guess I would say that would be great if we could have some more counselors or therapists that's on the spectrum, because they experience it. And as far as teaming up, as far as, self-employment, that'd be a good idea where, like one person's strength is another person's weakness, and another person help out that has that strength that the other person's weakness. And I think teaming up and having some kind of self-employment, I guess that worked maybe, I don't know, the art gallery, or, let's say they're like interested in fixing up cars or something like that as a good hobby, or anything with engineering or numbers,
Right.
or computers.
Any input from you?
I would have to say that even in our daily lives, I find it typical that even in relationships, that somebody can have a strong aspect and the other person has a weakness. Like, I can tell you right now, I'm dating a woman who is directionally challenged, and that's actually it's actually quite amazing, the fact that I can be her guide in almost any major city by taking mass transit, and she would hop on a train and be like, I'm lost. But when you have somebody like me who's with her, I just go on and I'm like, okay, wake me up when we get to this stop.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you so much. Any of you have some last thoughts before we close?
I guess the only thing is if you're on the spectrum, you're as good as anybody else.
Absolutely.
Don't let anybody put you down. Always follow your heart, and we all have strengths and weaknesses. Even some of the craziest people out there are neurotypical people on the NT. Some of the most craziest people I've seen.
For sure.
And don't limit yourself to being as good as neurotypicals.
Yeah.
Realize that you probably have strengths that exceed theirs.
Absolutely.
I also found that autistic people can be the most creative individuals on the face of the planet.
Absolutely.
I found a video on YouTube, and it actually showed a person who was autistic, and he was given this test by this therapist, and he was able to figure the test, I think, in under 10 minutes. And the therapist had to go back and look at the answer, and he probably couldn't figure out the test, and the autistic person got it like that.
Okay, well, I guess that's all we're going to have right now. So everybody, please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And for those of you who are haters, all I have to say is, we're here, we're weird, get used to it.